The Channel Island of Guernsey is set to become the first part of the British Isles to remove nearly all its lockdown restrictions. Guernsey hasn't had any new cases of COVID-19 for over 3 weeks, and schools there will be going back with distancing measures from the 8th of June. But the tourism industry there has been losing millions since the pandemic began, as Robert Hall reports.
In a Guernsey garden, 8-week-old Charlie Flood is meeting his wider family. Until now, his grandparents have only had glimpses of him at a distance. Today, the family can hold Charlie and hug each other for the first time since lockdown began.
We're so fortunate because in England they can't do that, and it must be so difficult for them. We're just really lucky.
It feels absolutely amazing. It has been a long time coming. And it feels so nice. I can't put him down.
On the 16th of May, Guernsey moved into phase 3 of the lockdown exit plan.
Guernsey families and friends can meet up under what's called a bubble system, gradually widening their contacts. Guernsey's success against COVID-19 is down to a community effort. Social distancing combined with testing and tracing has brought new cases down to 0. In a week's time, most lockdown measures will disappear completely.
At the peak of when we were seeing most of our cases, we were regularly doing over 100, up to 126, some days up to 180 tests a day. In UK terms, that's over 100,000 tests per day.
In Jersey too, the curve of new cases has flattened close to 0 and life looks almost normal. Shops, businesses and outside eateries have reopened, but social distancing measures remain in place and islanders have been advised to use masks if they can. Beaches, though, remain mostly deserted, and that sums up the dilemma now facing island governments. Getting COVID-19 figures down to or close to 0 is a cause for celebration. But the celebration might be short-lived. The Channel Islands know that they can't remain within a sealed bubble indefinitely. They must open their borders if they are to slow the decline in their economies. Latest figures from Jersey show the island is losing £120 million a month from its economy. Increases in testing and tracing might replace quarantine, but even a gradual return of sea and air links could reverse the progress made.
To keep it in a bubble and to keep cases low, but at the same time, if you don't have immunity, then you don't really know what's going to happen as things open up.
But I think we should see it out. I think we should see it clear. But then you've got to test people coming in, and that's going to be the problem, I think,
As politicians and health experts debate their next moves, islanders are savouring their freedom. Robert Hall, BBC News in the Channel Islands.
Lockdown has presented real challenges for many people's mental health. A new survey suggests that young people are particularly affected, with 2 in 5 saying they're experiencing increased levels of anxiety. The report, published as part of Mental Health Awareness Week, has prompted calls for greater kindness in society, as Ashley John-Baptiste reports.
It's a lot of meals.
Everyone has been impacted by the coronavirus lockdown.
It's like 300 people.
Yet despite challenges, many people are getting by through acts of kindness. Johnny is a chef in London who's been furloughed. And now,
I'm literally going to go home so happy today now.
He is using his time and talent for another purpose: to help rough sleepers. According to the Mental Health Foundation, almost 2/3 of adults say that being kind to others has a positive impact on their mental health.
Did you get extra waters?
Something that Johnny knows all too well.
We're doing like 250 meals every day. It's definitely warming, for sure. It's nice to see that what we're doing is actually making an impact. Being kind to anyone is going to make you feel better about yourself.
Yet while some are finding ways of coping, for many, the pressure of a national lockdown is taking its toll, particularly when it comes to young people. According to the Prince's Trust, 43% of young people say their anxiety levels have increased due to the pandemic, and nearly half say they don't feel in control of their lives. 16-year-old Owen Harding from Brighton was struggling with his mental health at the start of the lockdown. Soon after, he went missing from home. His mum Stella has seen the impact.
It's definitely important that we talk about it and we consider it. It's always important that we talk about mental and emotional health, lockdown or no lockdown. Young people perhaps haven't developed into the calm adult human beings that we've become. Their hormones are all over the place. Sometimes things seem really, really huge for them. They might make snap decisions. Their mental health might deteriorate more quickly than somebody who's older.
Almost 2/3 of people around the UK surveyed for the Mental Health Foundation said that when people are kind to them, their mental health improves. For many, it has a vital role during the lockdown.
We are calling for a much kinder society, one that really protects and really prioritises our mental health. And that would mean not just tracking economic progress, but also measuring our health and well-being.
Ashley John-Baptiste, BBC News.